Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got a very special video for you. Alright, today we are playing Which Series Did It Better? This is going to be the Vampire Edition. So, I love vampire books. I've read a lot of vampire books over the years. So, today we're going to go through some of the bigger series that I have and try to keep it to like just a few series. So there's so many different vampire books out there and so many other series that I've read. But we're going to concentrate on these ones today. So we'll find out which series I think was, did it better. All right, so our first matchup is the Suki Stackhouse series and the Jane Yellowrock series. So both have really, really good vampires and like way to open up around, right? So the vampires in both of these series are night dwelling, they drink blood, all the typical vampire stuff. But I feel like the ones in the Jane Yellowrock series are a little scarier almost than the ones in the Suki Stackhouse books. So for this round, I think I'm gonna have to go, I think I like the vampires in the Jane Yellowrock series better than the vampires in the Suki Stackhouse books. Not that the vampires in the Suki Stackhouse book aren't great. They're fantastic. I love Eric Northman and Bill and Pam. Like, what's not to love about them? But I feel like the vampires in the Jane Yellowrock series are just slightly scarier and they have a little bit more oomph to them, I guess. Okay, round two. We're going old school YA for this one. And it is Twilight and the Vampire Academy. Both are, pretty popular series. The Vampire Academy just got a reboot on Peacock, I think. And Twilight, everybody loves to hate this series or loves it unapologetically. There's movies and so much. Now, since both of these are like old school YA, let's get into a little bit of the Twilight discourse. So the vampires in Twilight are vegetarian. They drink animal blood versus human blood. They also sparkle, which I've always found odd. And the vampires in the Vampire Academy have like magical powers and they do drink human blood. They also have like two different species of vampires, or like rogue vampires versus regular vampires. There's also half vampires. It's very interesting, very confusing, and I love this series to pieces. Twilight I was a little iffy on. I mean, I did really enjoy it, as you can see, books. But for this round, we're gonna have to go with the Vampire Academy over Twilight. Sorry, Twilight. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, so next up we have another old school YA. So we have the Chronicles of Vladimir Todd. We also have the Morganville Vampires series. So again, both of these are YA. So this one, the Chronicles of Vladimir Todd follow a little bit closer to like the Dracula style of vampires. I believe Vladimir is half vampire, so he does need to eat regular food, but he also needs to drink blood. And this one does follow very closely like to the Dracula style of vampires, whereas the Morganville vampires are more, well, they also kind of stick to the Dracula style vampires, but I feel like vampires in the Morganville series have a little more oomph to them. They have a little bit more texture. They have like a lot more political things going on in this particular series than is in this one. Like, they do have your typical vampires can only come out at night, but also they can come out in the day if they really had to, if they have enough, like, dark clothing. So for this round, I'm gonna go Morganville Vampires, because I feel like they did it better. Don't get me wrong, I love Vladimir Todd, but Morganville is where it's at for vampires. Okay, and then the toughest one of all for my brackets is Chicagoland Vampires versus the Fangs manga. They both have main characters who are turned into vampires against their will, or to save their life or whatever. I feel like the vampires in this one are a little bit more laissez-faire about it, and the vampires in this one are also kind of, they're out to people, and like the whole population in both books knows that vampires are like a thing. The Chicagoland Vampire series, I feel like, focuses more on politics and like getting the main character initiated into the vampire life. Fangs, the manga, also focuses on that. This one's a really hard choice between the two, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the Fangs manga over Chicagoland Vampires. Don't get me wrong, I love Chicagoland Vampires. I have the entire series plus the spin-off over there, so this one is no slouch, but I think the Fangs manga does it a little bit better. My next bracket is the Jane Yellowrock series and the Vampire Academy. So this one, again, hard to choose, but I think Jane Yellowrock, the vampires in that one just could eat the vampires in Vampire Academy alive. Okay, and then our next pairing is the Fangs manga and the Morganville Vampires, which this one hands down goes to the Fangs manga. I mean, there's really no comparison between the two, I think. I feel like the vampires in the Fangs manga could definitely eat the Morganville Vampires alive. All right, and then the final pairing comes down to the Jane Yellowrock series and the Fangs manga. This one, why did I do this to myself? Why did I? This is so hard to pick. I honestly really love the vampires in the Jane Yellowrock series. They are vicious with a capital V. I think overall, the Jane Yellowrock series did the vampires better. But I mean, Fangs is also right up there with the vampires. I feel like the Fangs manga is definitely lighter and a little fluffier than the Jane Yellowrock series. So in this regard for who did the vampires better, I think it's gotta go to the Jane Yellowrock series. Hands down, the vampires in the Jane Yellowrock series are vicious and deadly, and you don't want to get on their bad side. All right, so this was a really fun video. Did you guys like it? Do you guys want to see more of this type of video? Let me know down in the comments. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.